Good morning, Michael Walsh with Roger Norgel here. Welcome to Norwal Farm. You can see in the background we've got some bales of hay there. In today's video we're going to show you wrapping that, how we store it. It's high moisture baleage. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell, and hit the like button. That helps our channel. And if you would please share this video with a friend, and please leave us a comment. And thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm. Here's an update on the ewe lamb that injured her left front foot. She is touching it down now, and if you notice that joint right there, it's swollen compared to the other side. So I don't know if it's a fracture or severe strain, possibly tendon damage. But she wasn't even touching it at all, but at least she's touching it down now as she walks. Now if she goes fast, she doesn't touch it, but see, she's starting to use it. So it's been, I think it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. So I'm hopeful she'll make a recovery, but it's definitely in the fetlock. That joint's called the fetlock. It could be a fracture, or it could be a severe strain or tendon damage or something like that. But we'll give her some time, and hopefully she makes a recovery. Hopefully she's bred. So, but these are doing really well. We're going to put blue rattle on the ewes Sunday, because 17 days will be Monday, and if they're going to recycle, they should be recycling then. So we'll get the blue rattle on them. There's Bud, the new ram. We're leaving him out here with them. He was separated, but he got out with them, and Cracker, the older ram there, they're tolerating each other, so just simpler to keep them together. So anyway, that's the update on the ewe lamb, and hopefully she continues to improve and makes a full recovery. Our second cutting of hay, we only got 8 bales from 8 acres because of the drought, but the rains have kicked in and it's better. So this is actually some hay we purchased out of the field. The gentleman that bales for us had some extra, so we've got 51 bales here. They baled it yesterday. It's high moisture hay. When you baled it, it was 40 to 55% moisture. For dry hay, you want it down around 12 to 14%, because when it's wrapped green like this, it will heat and mold. So you have to wrap it in this plastic over here, keep it airtight, and by doing that, it ferments and it turns it into silage, if you will, or we call it baleage. When they chop it green like this, it's called haylage. So it ferments and it makes the digestibility actually higher, and we've had good success with that. So we're going to wrap these today. There's 51 bales here, and then this afternoon you can see our hay field over there. There's 12 acres. We're going to cut that this afternoon, and then we'll bale it probably Friday afternoon and wrap that Friday night. So this should give us plenty of hay for the winter and next spring. So the gentleman who wraps it for us is going to be here in about a half an hour, and we'll show you how that process works. So for baleage, the fermentation process has to take place in the absence of oxygen. If you have oxygen, that allows the molds to grow that cause spoilage, whereas in an oxygen-deprived environment, then the bacteria and organisms grow that ferment and break down the carbohydrates in the silage to make it more digestible and produces more energy. So normally you have an in bale plug, which this was an old bale of whatever, but use that as a plug, and then the first bale is the one that's fermenting. We only had 8 bales. Actually, one of them broke, so only had 7. So this is the last wet bale here. And then we bought some dry hay and wrapped it, so it starts here. This is dry from here on out. Now I don't have any bales to use for plugs this time, so I'm going to check with Mike, the gentleman that does our wrapping for us. This is extra plastic that I took off the end of the bales down there when we're feeding the hay, and unfortunately you can't recycle this in the United States. It just goes in the garbage. But I have some left over, and I'm hoping he's open to trying it. We can set this in the wrapper with the bale on the end of it, pull this up and over and have that over the top, and then that's a plastic cover on the end, and then the other wrapping that goes around it will keep it tight, and I'm hoping that will prevent spoilage, because if we leave those open on the end, then the first bale on each end is going to spoil and you'll lose some of the feed. So that's my goal today. We'll see if we can do it and try it. I don't think it'll mess up the wrapper. It shouldn't. And just try it and see how it works. Wrapping the first bale, we put that plastic on there to serve as a plug, and that other plastic goes around it. Hopefully that keeps it airtight. Of plastic, he said one roll does about 50 bales, and this is the 51st bale, so it's pretty close. That forward so it pushes it on inside the plastic, wraps around that, and then it backs out. Pull these back. We're done wrapping for today. I said we had 51 bales, so these 2 rows are the hay we purchased. Then we're cutting our hay tomorrow or today, and then we'll bale it on Friday. So when we start wrapping, we'll just start out here where we left off. We'll put a plastic cap on the end of the first one that goes in, and then we'll just go on out with a line. And depending on the number of bales, we may be able to stop before the gate, but maybe not. But I think what we'll do, even if it's a little bit beyond the gate, we'll go ahead and do that, and then I will feed from that end first to get it back this side of the gate. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow and the following day.